Hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We are waiting for Sandeep and Abhishek to both join in. But until then, if there are any questions or if anyone has anything, I am happy to answer. Even Dr. Rupa Bain is here. She would also be happy to answer. So both of us are here. Anything from your side, Dr. Rupa Bain?
Yes, actually, I was watching the session and they are so inspiring. I wish this message, reaches to thousands of people who are, into fitness industry. They are so, they are a bit lost. They are always think that I must take some exotic protein from somewhere, and I must have an exotic trainer to tell me what exactly needs to be done, and seem to be like a mystery surrounded by it. Secret, some secret about your industry. Earlier on, we always heard about steroid pumping in the industry, but now that after the movie Game Changers, there has been completely change in the mindset, and they've become open, and people, athletes, sports people, trackers like you are now should be on the forefront of this movement to tell them that this is the way forward. I have watched myself the movie Game Changers a few times, not once. And once I was at my parents home about 8 months ago, and I sat with my elder brother. I said, "Let's watch this movie on Netflix. It's just a movie." Like, we both sat and watched because I had already seen it before. And next morning, he said he's going vegan, and
Awesome.
he's vegan now. So, like, it's so inspiring. So, this is one movie I recommend to everyone, and we are not far behind. Although the athletes shown over there are all international, but our own people are also international already, Indian. So this today, this session, I am so proud and so happy to have you all come on the forefront, speak to us, and show us the way forward. There is absolutely no other way. I'm a doctor, I speak about it, right, from health point of view, and you guys are into breaking limits. Every time I hear Kuntal is breaking some limits, doing something new. So we are very inspired. Please, Kuntal, share all about this fitness industry secrets and where the mistakes are happening.
See, one thing that I have constantly seen is that uh, every time people will say, okay, you can climb mountains, okay, you can even run races, okay, you can even do every single sport on a vegan diet, no problem, we have no issues with any of that, we understand that. But the final point where it comes down to is that you cannot build a body on a vegan diet, and which is where Abhishek comes in. And there are many, many, many such vegan bodybuilders today across the world that are completely natural. So they are not using any steroids, they are not using any of those extra things that you have to put in your body to build that body. So they are
Anabolic
complete
steroids or
anabolic
those.
steroids, or there
Yeah.
are SAMs, and there are many things today in the market. These are completely natural bodybuilders. When I say natural, I mean they are eating a plant-based diet and they are using plant-based supplements. When I say plant-based supplement, protein powders come into this, but please understand that protein powders are no different than any other plant protein that you get when you are eating, maybe let's say dal or something. So it's nothing different, it's just pulverized form of a dal. That is what vegan protein powder is. So it is not like some synthetic protein powder which is mixed with a lot of other things and additives and those things. It's still pure plants that is just pulverized. So one of the things that these vegan bodybuilders are showing across the world is, oh, Sandeep is here.
Yeah,
uh,
Sandeep is here.
so a lot of these vegan bodybuilders are really busting all the myths around building muscle, around maintaining muscle, around competing at the highest level. Because Abhishek is someone who goes and who competes at the highest level. Similarly, Sandeep is also someone who is an elite athlete. Okay, this is, we are not talking about हाँ ये जिम में जाके थोड़ा डंबल मार लिया. This is a guy who actually represents India on the international stage. Okay, he runs for the India's trail running team. He is the fastest Indian at one of the most prestigious ultra marathons in the world. So here is a guy who has done all of that while being a vegan, while eating vegan, while training hard on a vegan diet. So both I feel Sandeep and Abhishek represent like the top of the athletes of India, cream athletes of India, and both of them are vegan. So it is amazing to constantly, hear their stories and reinforce that view that there is no problem with a vegan diet. On the contrary, if there is anything, there are only positives with a vegan diet, which both Sandeep and Abhishek mentioned in their respective talks as well.
Yes, Kuntal, I was actually also trying to get Sunil Chetri to come in for at least a message or short time, but he's very busy in his training for the next. So we have, in India, such fantastic people. So now I'll pass on to you because Sandeep is here. Please have
Right.
a conversation with him. I'll go in the
If
background.
Nandita, if there are any questions that are there from the audience, then we can take them and Sandeep can start taking them on.
There are no questions that I'm seeing uh, in the channel,
Okay.
but
Any
yes,
any specific questions that you have?
yes, I have a question for Sandeep.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah, hi.
Hi, you and a few other sports are one of the very few elite and among the topmost level sports people who are
Yeah,
who completely you've understood and experienced the vegan diet and the power of a plant-based lifestyle. But somehow I feel that what about the other members in the sports fraternity? Are they open to a plant-based, the power of a plant-based living? Or do you feel that there are still some blocks in the mindset?
Sandeep, mute. Yeah.
yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So I would say that there are not so much of intensity about their mental blockage. They are not so rigid about it. Rather than they are not so educated, right? So education and awareness is the first thing. You just tell me that whoever the sportsman, apart from performance, what he will be thinking about. So performance is the first priority for him, right? So ultimately, if like the movie like Game Changer is there, and people like me and Abhishek and Gunjan and other guys, we come into the fraternity in the competitions and we tell people and perform, and they get educated. So certainly they will be converting to veganism and the plant-based diet.
Mhm.
So that is ultimately going to happen on a slower rate, but awareness and education can make it happen on a rapid rate. So I hope that I answered your question properly.
Yeah. Yes, you did. I just another question I have is that what are the stumbling blocks? What are the challenges apart from education?
Challenges are like, there are not too many plant-based nutrition brands which are giving uh, sustainable and effective supplements and effective diet and availability on the places where people used to train and go outdoors and all that. Some brands are not from India. Some brands which are available in India, they are not as per par, and some brands and some products which are not, people are not able to carry on. So it's about athletes, brands, and the whole community has to come up at one level platform. Apart from commercials, they have to invest their time and interest to develop good quality products and good quality nutrition thing. So that is quite possible, and people and some brands are also coming up. It's a positive note. So we can see that there will be a time that plant-based thing will be equally available, equally, that will be equal on the quality side as well on the shelf, and people will be enjoying and relishing it without any doubt.
Oh,
Yeah, I kind of agree with Sandeep here. I think there is a lack of there are companies that are working on creating a plant-based nutrition space around sports nutrition, around athletics nutrition. But I think there need to be more, and there need to be more and more products. Like today, if I want to buy a protein bar or if I want to buy a certain supplement, like let's say if I want to buy a pre-workout, and if I go and type on the internet, there are tons and tons and tons of links around non-vegan products, or maybe accidentally vegan products,
Mm.
but there are very few serious vegan companies. Maybe I can actually count on one hand, maybe two or three vegan companies that are making a pre-workout or that are making a
Yeah,
post-workout. So I think there needs to be a lot more companies into this space, and it is not just about a protein powder supplement or a pre-workout or a post-workout. There are so many other things in your day-to-day lifestyle that can be taken care by a health and a fitness company. Everything right from your atta to your cookie to your smoothie, so many things. There are so many points in the markets that can be taken on, and I hope that at the Global Vegan Business Expo, hopefully this point can be brought up, and companies can start working around this side. Like, I think this is a really good point brought up by Sandeep. This space really needs a lot more people. Like today, the entire vegan space, there is innovation happening around meat, and I understand that innovation around meat is important because we want to convert people from non-vegetarian to a vegan or a vegetarian diet. I understand, but there are so many athletes around the world who we can target, or there are so many gym goers, there are so many fitness people around the world who we can target if we can give them the right products that they can say, okay, oh man, this is so better, I should, just switch to this, and I'll be able to build a six pack, or I'll be able to run like Sandeep, or I'll be able to climb mountains, or I'll be able to do this or that. uh, of course, it has to be combined with training and proper nutrition and proper guidance and everything, but I'm saying just a small nutrition is also a very important part of this whole sort of perspective.
Okay. Very good points there. Thank you.
Anything to add, Sandeep, from your side?
yeah. One more thing I want to add regarding this whole concept of nutrition for the sports. Actually, the brands and we people also, it's in the primary stage, right? Products are coming like for the normal public, not for the sportsmen and not at the point of sports nutrition. If I'm carrying a bar, right, it's vegan, but that won't be genuinely meeting the requirement of yours and mine also when we are taking it to the mountain. It might be giving us the right calories but might the right protein, or you can say that sometime what happens, that bar which is at the sea level we are eating, it's smooth, and when we're taking it to the mountain and the freezing temperature, it's getting so hard that you cannot bite it. It's like a slab only.
Right.
So these things happen. Even the quality of protein powder, it's not as comparable to whey protein. Like when you are not having a blender, you're just having a shaker. So all brand protein what they're providing, they're not blending so smooth into
Right.
their jar and something. So ultimately you're taking in as a whole the powder, but it's going to give some digestive issues to your body, and you cannot afford it having those issues at the mountains. So there are plenty of things, gear, and apart from nutrition, vegan gears has to come. People and brands has to invest, because even nobody has taken an initiative in the vegan gears as in our country, right?
Map.
So a lot of potential is there, and about awareness, and people, brands, and coaches, athletes, they have to come on one platform and they have to talk selflessly, and they have to be compassion oriented person, and they have to take self interest to develop the good products. So it's not about just hitting the market and being economical or just fetching out their profits. It's about creating something valuable, so that will be beneficial to everyone in the long term.
Good point, I think.
Very
Nandita,
good
if you do
point.
you have any questions?
Yes. There is a question from Samiksha Lunkad.
Okay.
Please suggest a good vegan protein powder brand.
Sandeep, you want to answer this, and I can go later.
See, right now there are good brands and bad brands. We cannot say that this is a good and bad. It depends on what is your protein intake requirement, and how your gut behaves with the certain kind of supplement. For me, Unived works. For me, some other brands also work, and you have to test and try. But certainly, if somebody message me in the personal, then I will tell them which brands are good, and I can guide them for what requirement which brand you have to opt out. So there is no issue that there is very limited amount of protein you will be having. You will be getting enough protein with the good brand. but certainly you have to calculate your protein intake and the kind of body you are having and your metabolism you are having. You have to catch up the right protein for that.
Yeah, so I kind of sort of agree with Sandeep that you have to test out various protein brands in the market. In the last few months of my testing, I realized that my body does not do well with protein powders that have a lot more digestive enzymes in higher quantity. I get constipated once I eat those kind of protein brands. So I completely switched away to just eating pure pea protein without any digestive enzymes, without any flavorings, without any sweeteners, anything. Just pure pea protein isolate. That's what I put in my smoothies and I drink. And it is also super cheap in a longer term basis because most protein powders cost like 2500 rupees sort of a kilo. But if you just buy pea protein isolate, that could completely half your cost. So that way you can even buy more, you can sustain for a longer if protein powder is a very critical part of your diet. So I think most of the major companies that have protein powders today in the market, I think they are all reasonable in terms of pea protein and brown rice and a combination of those and the other ingredients that are there, like the sweeteners or the flavorings. I think they're pretty reasonable. I would say try out a few, maybe try out a couple of them. I think Unived is a good starting point, as Sandeep pointed out, and there are two, three more good brands. Try out a couple of them, see which taste you like, see what digests well for you, and you can't just figure out digestion in 1 day or 2 days. You will have to use it for a few weeks to sort of understand whether it works for you, and also understand what are your protein requirements for the day, and then accordingly decide how much you are going to consume from a protein powder and how much you are going to consume from your meals. Personally, I just try and sort of use it as a supplement to my diet. So if I'm getting, let's say, X number of calories from my diet, then I will see, okay, this is what is pending. And if there's no easy way to get it from my diet, then I will just put 1 scoop of protein powder or 2 scoops of protein powder, depending on what level of protein I'm eating. So just try and test, just do some trial and error. We could just blankly say this is the best brand of protein in the market and use it, and that may not work for you. So I'm not someone who says, yeah, because this is the brand that I represent, this is the one you should eat. I'm someone, try out a couple of brands, start with the more popular ones, someone who has done more research, someone who has a lot of history, someone who has a lot of background in the industry, has good athletes representing them, so that you know that these athletes have been taking the powder, it's been working for them, it's working for their performance. Then maybe you can try that out. If the taste doesn't work, if the cost doesn't work, if the digestibility doesn't work, maybe try something else. So I think that would be the approach. There's no one blanket best protein powder on the planet.
Okay. Can I go to the next question?
Sure.
My next question from Anonymous is, should performance hold priority over veganism?
No.
Sandeep, up to you. Sandeep, if you can
Yeah,
share.
actually, I would say that performance is not the sole priority over veganism. It's up to the person actually. But since I became vegan, not because I uh, was it was related to cruelty and compassion. No, it was related to performance. But ultimately changed me to better human and felt that actual need of an human should be adopting a vegan lifestyle is to be the compassion and cruelty free life rather than performance. And performance comes from your within, right? Whatever you have, whatever you wish, and you work for that and have the willpower, you deliver it. And having a plant-based diet and lifestyle, it's really natural and it's the best one. Nature is the best thing, and natural thing is the best thing. So chemical may be giving you one day benefit or advantage, but those chemicals are not going you the sustainability of the results, and the whole time effect you will not be having. So ultimately you will be killing, you will be suppressing yourself, and you will be sacrificing in some sense of your health when you're adopting non-vegan lifestyle. So ultimately vegan lifestyle is the winner. And with that you are the reason is being vegan for me and any athlete who is vegan, it ultimately comes to the compassion and the cruelty free thing, and later on the performance. And when you are pure by your heart and doing good things, good deeds, your mental setup and body is totally get aligned with that, and you give your performance, and performance come in the just by default, right? It's the outcome. It's not then it doesn't become the goal, it's the outcome, and outcome pays you in a good sense.
I completely agree with Sandeep here. It is definitely compassion over performance, for sure. And believe me, people are like asking this question whether we should be vegan first or whether we should be worried about performance. I think as more and more athletes across the world go vegan and more elite athletes across the world go vegan, this will no longer even be a question. People will be vegan for performance and for compassion both. It will not be a question, अरे मैं vegan बन गया तो मेरा performance चला जाएगा, मेरा ये हो जाएगा, मेरा वो हो जाएगा, क्योंकि नहीं होगा. Because by then there'll be uh, people will be aware, people will be educated. As Sandeep pointed out, right now there is a lack of education and awareness, which is why people are questioning these things. Once people understand these things, there won't even be a question. People will be vegan for performance and people will be a vegan for compassion. वो it will not be अरे एक या दूसरा, दोनों साथ में ही होगा, is what I feel will happen in future.
May I add one my own
Yes, yes, yes,
experience?
yes.
So you are talking about performance, and we medical doctors talk about health. Health comes first, or the compassion comes first. So initially, the health is the entry point. When the health is the gift, the compassion automatically flows, and it completes the picture. And then you become a compassionate vegan, and the health is a gift of becoming vegan as you go more and more towards healthy part of being vegan. So they have one sentence for it, that people keep telling me, oh, you are very strong so you can be vegan. So I said the other way around, I'm strong because I'm vegan.
Be- yes.
Yeah. And
Anything else, Nandita?
no, that's it. That's it.
I wanted to actually ask Sandeep one question. Sandeep, if you can take 2 3 minutes. This
Yeah,
is
sure.
specifically around finding the right guidance and finding the right mentoring, finding the right direction when you want to become an elite athlete. When you aspire to become an athlete, when you aspire to become an elite athlete, what's the role that a mentor plays, especially in the vegan world, because there is such a lack of awareness and education here.
Yeah, mentorship plays an important role because when you start, you're switching to vegan, right? You don't know what food to use when, and what lifestyle change you are making that will hamper your performance, and how to, sustain on that, right? Because ultimately you need a backup. You need a person who can guide you, motivate you, and support you, and make and fill you with the sense that what you're doing in a right manner. It's a right way of doing things, that you are on the right path. If somebody you are unique, you are out of league when you start, you become vegan. People are not following veganism. You are alone. You feel that if I am wrong because I am alone, maybe that question struck to the mind of the person who just became vegan, right? So the mentor, he guides him. He shows the actual path, the journey, the vision. So mentor is having the vision. So upon that, it's like Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna is the new vegan guy, and Krishna is the mentor. So ultimately, you say that for this thing, the right thing, you have chosen this path. This path may be hard as of now, but ultimately that will be solving the purpose of your dreams, your way of approaching things, and your goal be achieved with after adapting this kind of thing, and uh, you will be successful in that sense. So ultimately satisfaction, success, and all this comes with the mentorship. So mentor plays a huge role in defining the strategy, in defining the path, journey, and setting up the right goal.
One more question. Is it possible, like, like a lot of new vegans have this question, will I have to eat protein powder? Will I have to eat soya chunks? Will I have to eat these kind of processed foods to meet my protein needs? Or can I meet my protein needs without these kind of things? This is the question that a lot of times people have, like, मुझे टोफू खाना ही पड़ेगा, कुछ दूसरा मैं खा सकता हूँ जिसके बिना भी मेरा प्रोटीन नीड्स मीट हो जाएगा?
No, actually, that is not required. problem with people is that their approach means since they have just begun their fitness journey and their healthy lifestyle thing, they always look up to Virat Kohli or somebody else who is at the top and who is doing so much of the hard work. He's having the achievement. How much calories and how much hours of training Virat Kohli is putting in his diet. So he'll be needing 120 gram of protein. For me, someday it's like 50, 60 grams of protein, and for that guy, for that day, it's 40 grams. So if he's 50 kg or 60 kg, and I multiply by zero point 0.7 or zero point 0.8 gram per kg, so it will be like that only 50 grams or 60 gram max. So 60-gram protein it can be achieved within a healthy balanced diet. You don't need to eat anything special. Go to the market, buy tofu and this and that, dal chawal roti sabji, some seeds and the nuts you eat in a balanced way. Ultimately that will be achieved. So there is no need to with the start of your journey, you no need to focus on the protein part. You no need to worry about this protein part. You no need to worry about the gradual progression and having a balanced diet. So that is the key. And here comes the role of the mentor, that who can guide the person that in this situation you need this thing. In this situation you will be needing this supplement, then protein powder, then good protein powder, then something concentrated, something this and that. So they are the levels. So at which level you're standing upon, you have to check your level with your mentor or some expert guidance, and then decide what is my actual need. It can be customized, right? And it's
Right.
very specific to the person to person upon his goals, his lifestyle,
Right.
and his journey. So there is nothing rigid about it that you have to eat this thing only and you cannot live without
Right,
this thing.
right. So basically, I think just to sort of summarize, it's a well-balanced diet that is super important here. Uh,
Yeah.
I think we have run out of time. I think there's only a couple of minutes. So, Rupa Ben, I'll allow you to close for this. But someone, I think, asked a question, sources of vitamin B1. I think we don't have to worry about sources of vitamin B1. Just ensure that, as Sandeep mentioned, eat a well balanced diet of roti, sabji, dal, rice. Ensure there are a lot of vegetables, there are a lot of fruits, a lot of whole grains, a lot of lentils. And lentils, okay, vitamin B12 is what the question is. Vitamin B12, I think the easiest way is to do supplement. uh, Eat a supplement or get an injection. I think the best person to answer this would be Dr. Rupa Bain, and she can share that with those people. But for
So
now,
we're
we
running
can
out of
close this.
time. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
yeah, we
running
are
out
run
of
out of time.
time, but there will be more live sessions even during the day with health coaches and other doctors. So, I mean, repeat the question and other doctors also will answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Super,
Thank
super.
you very much, Sandeep Kumar, for this wonderful insight. Thank you, Kuntal, as always. Always a rock solid support for our all events. So thank you very much for wonderful um,
Thank you so
answers
much.
and your
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. It's our pleasure. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm all
Yeah.
your fan, both of you.
Yeah, ma'am. It's a
Bye bye.
pleasure. We are honored. Thank you.